Imagine a tiny seed, small, seemingly lifeless, holding nothing but potential. But something mystical happens when that seed is placed in the soil. The seed represents the masculine principle, the spark of creation, the force of initiation. The soil embodies the feminine principle, the power of receptivity, the nurturer of life. Only together can they manifest something greater, a tree full of life, wisdom, and purpose. This is the law of gender, the seventh Hermetic principle, a universal truth that governs all creation, transformation, and manifestation. But what if this law is not just about nature? What if this same force is shaping your thoughts, emotions, and spiritual evolution? Today, we uncover the hidden power of the masculine and feminine principles, not as opposites, but as two forces in an eternal cosmic dance. Because only when they are in harmony can we unlock the true potential within us. The law of gender is one of the most profound among the seven Hermetic principles. It is not merely about biological differences, it is a universal force that governs creation itself. At its core, this law teaches that everything in existence contains two complementary principles: the masculine, the force of action, direction, expansion, and initiation; the feminine, the power of receptivity, intuition, creation, and transformation. These are not rigid identities but energies present in everything, from the cosmos to the human mind. The masculine is like the ray of sunlight, a force that awakens, activates, and moves forward. The feminine is like the fertile soil, the space that receives, nurtures, and transforms. And together they create everything we see, feel, and experience. This law is woven into every aspect of life. The sun, masculine, gives light, and the moon, feminine, reflects it, controlling tides and cycles. The seed, masculine, holds the blueprint of life, but only in the earth's embrace, feminine, can it grow. The mind, masculine, generates ideas, but only through emotion and intuition, feminine, can they take form. The masculine and feminine are not opposites. They are partners in an eternal cosmic dance. They do not compete, they co-create. And when we understand this balance, we gain access to the deepest mysteries of creation itself. But how does this law affect our consciousness, emotions, and spiritual path? That is what we will uncover next. In Hermetic wisdom, the masculine principle is the force that initiates, directs, and expands. It is the active element, the spark that sets movement into motion. Without it, there is no action. Without action, there is no creation. The masculine energy manifests as logic and reasoning, the ability to analyze, plan, and structure, willpower and focus, the drive to set intentions and execute them, courage and discipline, the force that faces challenges and overcomes obstacles, initiation and leadership, the ability to bring ideas into reality. It is often symbolized by the sun, the eternal source of energy and clarity; the sword, the sharp force of direction and decision-making; lightning, the sudden, powerful spark of transformation. In Carl Jung's psychology, this energy appears in archetypes such as the warrior, the disciplined, fearless force of willpower; the king, the wise leader who governs with strength and integrity; the magician, the seeker of knowledge who transforms wisdom into power. This masculine force exists within everyone. It is not exclusive to men. It is what gives us the ability to act, create, and shape reality. But like all things, it must remain in balance. When unbalanced, masculine energy can dominate rather than create. Rigidity, seeing only one way, refusing to listen or adapt. Control and domination, seeking to impose rather than collaborate. Ego-driven competition, turning everything into a battle for superiority. Suppression of emotion, disconnecting from intuition and feelings. This distorted masculine energy leads to conflict, imbalance, and isolation. Without enough masculine energy, we experience procrastination and indecision, the inability to take action, lack of purpose, floating through life without direction, fear of challenges, avoiding obstacles instead of overcoming them. Masculine energy is the fire that transforms and leads. But for it to create rather than destroy, it must be balanced by its counterpart, the feminine. And this is where the true secret of creation lies. Where the masculine initiates, expands, and directs, the feminine receives, nurtures, and transforms. It is the space where all creation takes form. Without the feminine, there is no growth, no manifestation, no completion. The feminine energy manifests as receptivity and intuition, the ability to perceive beyond logic, compassion and emotional depth, the power to connect, feel, and nurture, creativity and adaptability, the force that shapes energy into reality, patience and surrender, the wisdom to flow with, rather than resist, life's cycles. It is often symbolized by the moon, mysterious, fluid, connected to cycles and emotions, the chalice, the sacred vessel that receives and transforms, water, deep, flowing, shaping everything it touches. In Carl Jung's psychology, this energy appears in archetypes such as the mother, the nurturer who provides safety, love, and protection, the maiden, the creative force of innocence, inspiration, and curiosity, the wise woman, the intuitive guide, deeply connected to wisdom beyond logic. This feminine force exists within everyone. It is not exclusive to women. It is what allows us to process emotions, find meaning, and connect with the unseen. But just like the masculine, it must remain in balance. When unbalanced, feminine energy can become overwhelming and chaotic. Emotional instability, being completely controlled by feelings, lack of boundaries, absorbing others' energy without protection, inaction and passivity, always waiting, never initiating. Victim mentality, feeling powerless and dependent on external forces. This distorted feminine energy leads to confusion, stagnation, and emotional exhaustion. When feminine energy is lacking, without enough feminine energy, we experience disconnection from intuition, losing the ability to trust inner wisdom, creativity blockages, struggling to generate new ideas or solutions, emotional coldness, losing the ability to feel deeply or connect with others. Feminine energy is the force that gives life and meaning to all things. But for it to create rather than consume, it must be balanced by the masculine. And only when both are in harmony can we achieve true inner power. But how does this balance affect not just individuals, but the universe itself? That is what we will uncover next. The masculine and feminine are not meant to be separate or opposing forces. They are two halves of a whole, locked in an eternal dance that governs creation, transformation, and evolution. Just as the sun and the moon balance each other, just as light and darkness coexist, so too must these energies flow together within us. The masculine is the seed, but only in the womb of the feminine can it grow. The masculine is logic and structure, but without emotion and creativity, it is lifeless. The masculine is movement and direction, but without intuitive wisdom, it is lost. This union of opposites is not just an idea, it is woven into the very fabric of existence. The Kybalion states, gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. And this law governs all levels of reality. In nature, fertilization is the merging of masculine energy, seed, with feminine energy, womb. In the cosmos, stars are born through the union of explosive force, masculine, and gravitational collapse, feminine. Logic, masculine, and intuition, feminine, must work together for true wisdom. Creativity, feminine, is useless without action, masculine, to bring it into reality. Mystical traditions speak of the sacred union, where masculine and feminine merge to create spiritual wholeness. The alchemical marriage in Hermeticism represents the final stage of enlightenment, where all polarities dissolve into unity. Masculine and feminine are not meant to overpower each other. They are meant to flow together, like the yin and yang in eternal motion. This balance is the key to unlocking our full potential. And this is where the true power of transformation lies. Because once we integrate these forces within us, we become something greater than either one alone. But how do we achieve this balance in daily life? That is what we will explore next. The greatest secret of creation is not found in one force overpowering the other, but in their perfect equilibrium. When the masculine and feminine within us are harmonized, we unlock a state of inner mastery, one where we can create effortlessly, move with purpose, and experience life with deep awareness. But achieving this balance is not about forcing equality. It is about understanding which energy is dominant within us and integrating its counterpart. So how do we bring these forces into harmony? Each of us has a natural tendency to be more influenced by either masculine or feminine energy. If you find yourself always in action, always pushing forward, always seeking control, your masculine energy is dominant, and you may need to cultivate receptivity, stillness, and intuition. If you find yourself flowing without direction, deeply emotional, and hesitant to take action, your feminine energy is dominant, and you may need to embrace structure, discipline, and decisive movement. Balance is not about removing one force, it is about strengthening the weaker one. If you lack masculine energy, begin practicing discipline, taking action without hesitation, and setting clear goals. If you lack feminine energy, spend time in reflection, creative exploration, and trusting your intuition. A tree needs strong roots, feminine, but it must also grow upward toward the light, masculine. One without the other leads to imbalance, fragility, and stagnation. Bringing both energies into alignment can be done through simple, conscious practices. Meditation and breathwork. Bring stillness, feminine, and focus, masculine. Creative expression and problem solving engages both the fluidity of the feminine and the logical structure of the masculine. Physical movement and rest. The body needs both strength, masculine, and flexibility, feminine. When we actively integrate these energies, we begin to see profound changes in our relationships, our creativity, and our ability to manifest our reality. Throughout history, spiritual traditions have spoken of the ultimate balance of energies as the sacred union, a state where the masculine and feminine merge into one unified force of creation. Alchemy calls it the alchemical marriage, the merging of solar and lunar forces into spiritual gold. Taoism represents it as yin and yang, eternal opposites in motion, but never separate. Esoteric mysticism speaks of divine wholeness, the realization that all polarities exist within us, and the greatest power is found in their unity. Because when these forces are truly balanced, we are no longer fragments of ourselves. We become whole. The law of gender is not a limitation. It is a pathway to mastery. And the question is not whether these energies exist within you, but whether you are ready to awaken them. Thank you for watching.